Good morning, and thank you very much for allowing me to talk to you this morning. First of all, let me introduce myself and say that my name is Billy O'Keefe, and I work with Age Action as their lifelong learning program manager. And lifelong learning, I suppose, forms part of our Positive Aging Week promotions. Age Action itself started Positive Aging Week just over 16, 17 years ago, and it has been running every year since. This year is obviously a little bit different in that whereas normally we would have community events right throughout the country where people come together face to face, that obviously as a result of the current health situation, we haven't been able to do this year. So all our events are running virtually. And hopefully that's, I suppose, not limiting people taking part, but maybe opening up a little bit as well, because people who maybe couldn't travel to events can actually log on online and be part of this virtual Positive Aging Week, virtual PAW. So a little bit about, I suppose, Age Action itself. Age Action is an organization that has been around since 1992. And in the last number of years, I suppose its main focus has been on, I suppose, developing programs which assist and work with older people, but it's also for all people. Age Action is not just an organization about older people, because all of us are aging. That's the one thing, I suppose, that we can all say. Every day when we get up, we have aged another 24 hours and we're another 24 hours older. And I suppose linking that into Positive Aging Week, what Positive Aging Week tries to do is to try and encourage us all to think a little bit more about what we want to do as we age. It also, I suppose, encourages us to work and to look out for older people in our community and see how we can work with them. So Age Action's values are around diversity and inclusion, making sure that nobody gets left behind. It's also about, I suppose, equality and making sure that, everybody gets treated equally. And I suppose Age Action services, in terms of the programs that it runs, again, for the most part, they would have been programs that were run on a face-to-face basis. We have a program called Getting Started, which is, I suppose, one-to-one tutoring for people who haven't been online before and want to get online. And during, I suppose, the last couple of months, we've had to put a halt to that face-to-face element of the work, in the sense that we're not physically holding classes. But we have been able to, through the help of wonderful volunteers, been able to run a telephone support service to try and encourage people to join in our online community and be part of, I suppose, the Zoom generation, if you want to call it that. We're all zoomed out at this stage. But without Zoom, I suppose we would very much be much more isolated without platforms like that. And as part of the development of that, Age Action has developed a series of guides which are available on our website, which is ageaction.ie. Very simple website to look up. And you will find the guides there, and we have guides around how to get on Zoom, how to join a WhatsApp group and download WhatsApp to your smartphone, and various other guides. And we have some tutorials there, which Mary Kennedy, formerly of RTE, worked with us on at the beginning of the pandemic to, I suppose, help people out in learning to be part of this online community. So our services, I suppose, are available to anybody over the age of 55. And you can contact us through our website or by telephone, and you'll find all the details actually on the website. As part of our program work then in lifelong learning, we run a series of, a network rather around the country called University of the Third Age. And we have a very active group in Waterford City and in Tramore and in Wexford. And we're always looking to establish new groups in other areas of the country, because in the past, when people contact us and say, is there a group in my area? We'll say, well, the nearest group is in Wexford Town or it's in Tramore. And that may be too far of a distance for people to travel to a meeting. But the opportunity that, I suppose, use of platforms like Zoom has given us is that, for example, all through this week, we've been running a series of events and talks on our Positive Aging Week website, and allowing people, no matter where they are, to join in. So hopefully you've maybe taken part in some of the events, not just in your area, but maybe in some of the Age Action events. And if you want to find out more about U3A, what it involves and how you and your organization or your community could be part of it, there's a very simple email address. It's u3a@ageaction.ie. So that's the letter U, the number 3, the letter A. So U3A at ageaction.ie. And I suppose some of the challenges that we've had in the last number of months have been the fact that we couldn't go out and people couldn't come to meet us. And we've had to put a stop to all of our face-to-face activities. But one of the things that we did as an organization was we decided that we would like to make contact with all those whom we had as members or as volunteers or part of our mailing list. And through what we called Call Safe, we made calls to almost 12,000 people. And between period of March and June, just to check in on people who were cocooning, who were spending time within their own four walls, and who maybe just needed to talk to somebody and maybe be linked into the local community response forum, which each of the local authorities had set up, and the fantastic work that was being done by local communities in working with people who had to isolate themselves because of the pandemic. And that was a really wonderful experience for us in terms of talking to people and getting feedback from our clients, from those who are part of our organization, and listening to them and hopefully being able to assist them in linking them into some of the services that they required. We have a very active care and repair service, which does small jobs for people. It's Age Action itself runs it in parts of Dublin and in Cork and in Galway. And then we partner with local community organisations. For example, in Waterford City, we partner with Waterford Area Partnership, and they do fantastic work in the area there. And that, again, I suppose that service, while it had to stop for a period of time, is back and running again. And one of the things we linked in, or were able to link into, was local hospital and occupational therapists, and see where somebody maybe was ready to leave hospital or ready to go home from whatever setting they may be, and they just needed a few small jobs done, and we were able to work with them. And we called that Home Safe during the period of time. So that's a little bit about Age Action and its work and what we're currently doing. Our U3A network is back up and running virtually. And again, as I mentioned, we have a U3A at ageaction.ie if you'd like to find out any more about that. Or hopefully you've joined in some of the Positive Aging Week events that took place during this week and will continue today and tomorrow. And they're not linked just to, I suppose, a particular week, but feel free at any stage to make contact with us and suggest something that could happen in your area. And again, I suppose at the moment, we will be following all the public health advice out there, and we will not be meeting in a face-to-face way, but meeting through platforms like Zoom. So I hope that you've, I suppose, enjoyed some of the events that have taken place so far this week, and continue to join in the events that are happening for the rest of the week. And as I say, best of luck to all of you. And thank you very much for listening to me this morning.